Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fifth episode of the Anime Nerds podcast. I've officially been doing this for over a month now.
Yeah, huzzah!
Celebratory
Champagne for
drink,
all.
take out the champagne. Boom! Drinks for everyone who can legally drink it because I don't want to go to prison.
Yeah!
I can technically drink, but I'm not going to.
Good choice, because again, prison. Anyway,
No, I can drink. Like I'm of legal age. Don't worry.
all right,
I
cool.
am too.
But anyway, it's the fifth episode, and you guys have heard all my guests, who are pretty much the same people from the last episode.
Yeah.
Because we got nothing better to do.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm getting a voice recording later on today, but sure, let's do this first.
Yeah, because
This can be a warm-up.
fuck it.
This is my warm up, actually. Thank you.
Yay. Anyway,
So
we have...
I'm always coming up with them ideas.
You motherfucker interrupting me. Anyway, we have some more wonderful questions, and we have today's anime battle, which is Shimatsu Toyahisa from Drifters versus Saber / Arturo Pendragon from the Fate franchise. East versus West, Samurai versus Knight, Man versus Woman.
I think they pronounce it Shimazu.
Shimatsu? Okay. Shimazu? I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay, for the sake of sanity, let's just refer to him as Toyahisa.
Toyahisa? Okay. Toyahisa versus Saber. All right. That's fair.
Toyahisa.
Japanese names. My worst weakness.
You
Let's
watch...
say the surname first.
Yeah, there's a bunch. I watch dubs though, and a bunch of them sometimes say the surname first, and then they say the last name first, and it gets confusing. And I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just call them by one name.
Wait, what do you watch? What do you watch?
I watch the dubs. I watched the dub of I think they called him Toyahisa in the dub. Anyway, getting off track.
I was going to explain the reason for that.
Oh, okay. You
The
can
reason why
explain it.
in Japan, where they speak the last name first, is to give surname to the honor to them, not to honor to the person, but honor to the family name. That's why they say the last name first or the first name. If you say the first name on a first name basis, that means you're close friends with them, thus giving respect to them.
Oh,
I mean,
Alright.
I don't know about you, but I kind of don't want to pronounce what's her first name, Momo from My Hero Academia. I don't want to pronounce her first name every single time.
Yadarozu. It is a little.
Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, I've said it a bunch of times, and even I have a difficult time saying it sometimes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Anyway.
those names are kind of hard to say, but you gotta.
Goddamn
remember,
bastards
culture
interrupting me
difference.
again. Gonna have to take out the gun. Anyway.
just halfway through, you just hear a clocking sound.
I'm gonna put that in post. And anyway, the first question is, how much anime merchandise do you own?
None, to be honest.
Wait,
Which makes me
seriously?
sad.
Are
No,
you?
it
You're
makes
the
me
only
sad.
Asian one here.
Thank you.
It's February.
You are technically labeling yourself as weirdo, though.
Fuck you.
And not a klepto.
Get fucked.
Oh,
No,
but-
it makes me sad because I really want to like maybe own like one of those like statuettes, but I'm broke. Actually, wait. I guess I own one thing from anime, but it's more from a video game. I own like a little like tiny statue of Oshawott from Pokemon.
Oh, that's so cute.
That is adorable.
Oh my god. Hey, my favorite. GM5.
Oh, his mic is not working. Well, that
We'll
We'll
sucks.
be right back after these technical difficulties.
Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, okay.
Okay,
And we're back.
Mike's stupid. I hate it.
Yeah. But I'm
apart, and even then, like probably the one, it's like stuff I'd own like merchandise of is JoJo and Persona, that kind of stuff.
oh, okay. Well, that counts.
Yeah, it counts.
For me, I own like 15 anime DVDs. I have a Yoko Littner mug. I have a Nendoroid of Celty Sturluson from Do Ra Ra Ra. I have a pop figure of Midoriya. Oh, he just fell over.
No.
and and I own a figure of Kamina and also another Yoko figure. It's her teacher form in the second arc, which is my favorite version of her, by the way.
What about clothing? Didn't you have like a hat and a couple shirts?
What?
Didn't you have like a Gurren Lagann hat? And
Oh
shirt?
yeah, I have a cap, but it's kind of like a bootleg cap. It was like
Bootleg cap.
$5, and it's the icon isn't even like centered. And I also own I also own the keychain necklace of the Fairy Tale Guild icon pendant, and I
You
also
can
own
always channel the power of friendship within you.
yes, and I also own another keychain of the Gurren Lagann core drill. So I own a whole bunch of stuff. Oh shit, right. Also, I have a Gurren Lagann poster. So that is all my anime stuff.
Excellent.
Indeed it is. It costs quite a bit of money, but I don't care. Actually, the most thing that cost the most money was the DVDs. Everything else wasn't too bad. Like everything else ranged from $10 to $15, except for the Ninja Raid. That one was expensive. That one costed me a pretty penny, kind of. Anyway, Nigel.
Okay, going next. Well, let's see. Let me see. I'm looking at it right now. I got mostly just manga because I have a bookshelf holding my manga section. Some good ones, some old ones, mostly just old ones. Let's see. I got some DVD animes. So Roro Fight the Power, Roro Fight Every Hour. We got some Blu-rays. I don't have no body pillows. So I'm not that kind. Not that level. I'm not getting one. I don't have any of those figurines. No figurines on this side because they're kind of expensive, and even
That's
if I
fair.
did find a cheap one, they're kind of hard upkeep because they're very very fragile. Let's see what else. And I do get some games from anime. I'm trying to remember which one. I'm trying to remember. The only anime game I can say right now it has to be what's Gravity Rush. I do get some more anime games, but Gravity Rush is the only one that's right in front of me right now. So I'm like, yeah, get some anime as games.
I think the only anime game I own is like a Naruto game, and it wasn't even mine.
You
A
only,
friend-
like,
A friend gave it to me, and it was like $1 at a game store. Not even joking.
Oh.
only anime game I have is like Denwon Kagura, which I got because it was fun to play. Nothing else. Fun to play. Fun. Your power. It was fun.
You can say he was full of the dream.
Oh my god.
Don't do that.
The truth comes out.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Would video games from Japan count as anime?
I
I'm pretty sure
don't
Senran
know.
Kagura. I'm pretty sure Senran Kagura is more or less a video game, less than an anime.
Yeah, well, there's an anime, but it's a video game anime, not an anime video game. You know, it's kind of like a twist around.
Okay,
You,
no,
you want to hear something funny?
Sure.
When you were talking about that, I was looking at your icon on Discord, and I just like how you have that whole stern face of actually thinking, and maybe like, yeah, he's actually thinking about this.
yeah, I am thinking. Yeah, show my thinking face.
Do you want me to change that? Do you want me to change that to be your icon in the podcast? I can do that. Or do you want to? Use? All right. That'll be your new icon. So anyone's confused, even though you shouldn't be, since he has the exact same fucking voice. That is Sleepy Dragon Sushi.
My voice is not sexy. What do you mean?
I didn't. What? No.
You said it.
I said it sounds the exact fucking same. You deaf bitch.
Why don't you just put the name underneath so we can just be like, oh, it's that bitch.
Oh, it's this guy.
Oh, it's that one guy, which is my fucking Steam name.
It's this guy that I'm gonna probably shoot later on the podcast.
I am an American. That's
Put
what
in
we
the
do.
cooking sound effect.
Anyway,
Okay.
Nick.
Oh, me.
Yes. No, there's another guy. No, St. Nicholas is here. He's secretly an anime fan. Santa has been an anime fan the entire time. It's conspiracy. The government covered it up.
Well, I mean, if I'm just gonna go off on a tangent a bit, Santa is actually an Omega level mutant in the Marvel universe.
Oh
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
he
know.
is.
Comics are weird.
Yes, they are. Anyway,
Comics are weird when you're talking about anime.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Okay, everything we like is weird.
Yeah.
We're weird.
just look at look at Discord. Look at my profile pic.
I'm
I'm a
gonna
weird
have that
person.
flash on the screen real quick.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm not the most normal person.
To be
Anyway,
fair, I think it was in episode 3 when I addressed you as, fuck, I forgot his name, the actor.
Danny
oh
Ragnar.
yeah,
I put that icon there whenever I did that.
yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, to be honest, I don't actually really own any anime merchandise. I did own like a couple of things. I own I think I owned a Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball manga,
oh, okay.
which just got a bit too worn and torn.
Hmm.
But yeah, it didn't really have anything other than like video games from Japan or
Like I know you own Xenoverse 1 and 2.
yeah, but
Speaking of Xenoboss,
You own that one too?
I have my sequel.
Xenoverse 2.
Xenoverse 2.
Yeah.
I did own one of the Tenkaichi games as
Oh,
well.
Which one?
3.
Dang it.
the manga thing made me think of a good question for later on in a future podcast.
Oh, okay.
We're going to talk about manga. I really
Fuck.
want to get the Drifters one.
Of course you do.
Anyway, on to
Anyway.
the next question.
Yes. The next question is an interesting one. Or not yet, because I'm being interrupted again, and I have to cock the gun again, you motherfuckers!
He's loading it. Oh yeah, sorry, Matt hasn't gone.
No, Matt did go. He answered.
Oh.
He said he had like Senran Kagura for gameplay
yeah.
reasons.
For
I'm just gonna have a
research.
montage of Senran Kagura moments for gameplay moments.
Research.
Indeed. He likes the hashtag plot hashtag.
That's it.
And those graphics, man. Those graphics.
And I like High School DxD for the plot.
You don't even go now. That's not why you got. I only got because it was like
You got it 'cause of
well
ninjas.
written.
play.
You got it because of
It's so
ninjas.
well written. Oh yeah.
Alright.
Ninjas are cool.
All right, and enough bullying that. The next question is an interesting one. You get the choice to prevent the death of any anime character you choose. However, doing so will change the story. Who would you save, and how would the story change? And introduce your answer with the anime so I could put a timestamp on the screen so anyone who hasn't seen that anime can avoid spoilers while still watching the podcast.
Yay.
Yeah, I'll go last because honestly, there's just so many of them that I'm like, really? And I just want to prevent, and so I'll go last.
I want to go
I go
first. I want to go first because mine's excited. Because I plan on doing a video of this at some point, so I'm gonna be a little more vague and
Angel.
I'm gonna be a little more vague in my answer. But my anime is Gurren Lagann to the surprise of no one, and my character to the surprise of no one is Kamina. And how it would go is he would still get injured, but he would end up getting medical attention before he succumbs to his wounds, and he'd be like out of the picture for a little bit. But the thing that would change the most is, you know how like during the first arc there aren't really that many deaths. During the second arc, there's a whole bunch of them. That would change. It would be flip-flopped. Because I feel like Kamina's death is more like a motivator in the original Gurren Lagann anime. Everyone's like, we gotta keep going on for Kamina, but instead they would go be more reckless, and there'd be like a few more deaths here and there. And
That's terrible.
that's how I think it would be. And then Kamina would push Simone more to be the leader. And another big change is Nia would not have entered the series because she came in because Simone found her while he was depressed. But he would never have gotten depressed if Kamina never died, so it's likely Nia never would have entered the picture. So she would probably pretty much be completely erased from this. So not because I don't like Nia, I like Nia, but if Kamina survives, Nia can't. It's kind of like a one character lives, another character dies kind of thing.
To interject, is like the Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy paradox.
Yes,
You can't have
kind of
both
like
in the
that.
universe.
Kind of
You
like
can't have both in the same universe like that.
I do. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So instead of like Simone like having like his big inspirational moment when he's fighting Guam, and being like, I'm Simone the Digger, it would probably be like during the Lord Genome fight, where he would have that. And after that, he'd become, like, they would all advance and such. He becomes Spring Leader Simone. Kamina and Yoko would go off and be like, our job is done. We're not fit for politics. We're out of here. And most of it would be the same. It would just, like, but with less of the characters. There would still be more deaths in the space arc. But one of the biggest changes at that point is I think Simone would die in the second arc.
Ooh.
Because one of the big things is he fought so hard because Nia was, like, in his grasp, and he had someone he connected with so much. But here, he has Kamina, yes, but like he's more of like feeling a bit more alienated in this. So he would probably end up sacrificing himself to save everyone else against the anti-spirals. And then they would probably have some kind of holiday to commemorate his death. Also, I think Viral would not have been piloting Gurren, obviously, but I still think they would have brought him on, because they would have been like Kamina would be like, we need all the help we can get, or Simon would have been like, we need all the help we can get, and I feel like Kamina and Viral would have like a funny kind of like back and forth. So that's how I think everything would change.
Good.
So a whole bunch of stuff is different,
Huh.
but the end game is mostly the same.
All right. Am I gonna go next?
Sure.
For me, my pick, since it's really fresh in my mind, I would have to say Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay.
It's gonna be like spoilers for like season 2, season 3. It would be Barry the Chopper. Now, how he dies, I think, is kind of poetic, but at least from where I'm at, there's still a lot of mystery left into the program him and the other prison inmates were forced into, and I feel like if he was kept alive, they could expound upon that a bit more, and he can kind of go from a somewhat comic relief character to a more well-rounded character, considering he's quite a fairly rotund suit. Because it was really interesting concept. It was something about it that's just so intriguing, because even just by looking at its design, you're already asking questions for those who aren't caught up. Basically, he started as a serial killer. But was then forced to go under experiments instead of death row to create Philosopher's Stones, and then they transferred his soul into a suit of armor, and it basically used as a guard for the fifth laboratories where this is all going down. And from when that's introduced in the first season, it's almost rarely talked about ever again. I feel like going into that and maybe talking more about the other inmates, like the brothers that were introduced somewhere in the first season, I feel like they could really expound upon that more.
I'm surprised he didn't go with Maze Hughes.
Well,
He's usually the one that everyone wants to save.
Because he's so...
Because he's hashtag best dad.
He is. But the problem with that is his death creates so much purpose for all the other characters.
That's fair. But to be fair, mine did too. Creates a lot of purpose for...
Yeah.
Oh shit, I should not have mentioned that.
Sorry,
okay,
I'm
I'm gonna cut this part. Okay, future me, cut it out. Cut, snip, stab it.
Beep it.
Okay, instead of cutting out, you can just put beep. Just be like...
Okay,
like
yeah,
when
that's fair. I'll put a beep.
The thing with guy you just mentioned was that so the overall plot, he wasn't really necessary. He was just more as oh my god, best dad moments, and that was just more for the lighter parts. And he never really played a vital role. Whereas with my topic, with my character, there's a bit that is still there's quite a bit in the past that still hasn't been explained yet as where I'm up to where I'm at.
Okay, that's fair.
And not only that they could work with that and making a somewhat comic relief character into a more well-rounded and mainstay character. You can go through an arc or growth.
All right, I can dig it.
Can you dig it now?
Shut up.
Okay.
You go next, I guess,
Okay.
since those
Well,
two want to go last.
Okay. Well, for my answer, you actually took my answer. For I wanted to bring back too, but I had a feeling.
Sorry.
I had a feeling. Just an inch of feeling. That's just gonna do that to me. So I'm like, okay, let's make a second option. Let's make a second option just in case. So the anime I picked was Trigun.
Okay.
And the character I picked from that anime was Nicholas D. Wolfwood, one of my favorite characters in the whole series besides everyone's favorite fascist Stampede. Where I want to say is instead of him dying in the church, he gets help from Millie, and they go to the hospital, and then their love rekindles again because he realized that, wait, this woman's risked her life to save me. Maybe I should risk my life to save her. And then, and the reason why I picked it was one of the very first one of the first anime deaths I've seen in one of the series I bought for myself. This is what happened all when I was a kid, so not when I like old enough and anime deaths like time my finger. But anyway, as I was saying, so pretty much the story happened the same ways, mostly focused on Vash, but in the background when the series ends, it flashes forward to seeing Millie raising a family with Wolfwood, and pretty much story same there. So it's this small change, like a cosmetic change, like getting a rhinoplasty for a horribly messed up nose job.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah.
Anyway, which either Matt or Dragon, whichever you want to go first. I'm gonna call you Sushi.
Well,
I'll go last.
Okay.
like mine goes into like a major spoilers.
Well,
So,
again, say the series first and then say the character. So that way I can put a timestamp to when folks can be like, oh shit, and then go there. They don't want to get spoiled.
I got killed, and the character I chose to say was kind of like a hard one for me. Since like there's a lot of characters that I want that die in that series. And it was just the blonde one, which is Leon, I think she's called. But yeah, and that was like really, not just like I'm getting her weapon destroyed I'll cut off his hands, and since he has like claws and stuff, or flips it off. But yeah, and then Bluey murders him to death. He dies a brutal. There's like just blood, guts everywhere. And I hated that guy. He was. I really want him to die. He was just.
Because the audio is kind of like messed up, I guess I'll kind of recap what he said. He chose Akami got killed. He chose Leone.
Yeah, I heard it.
I don't know, but first for the viewers, because in case they didn't hear it. And basically, I assume it's like they just get her arms, like, one of her arms gets like chopped off or like gets mutilated.
No. I think he was like a priest or something, or like an assistant to the king or whatever. But but yes, it was like his hand chopped off. Since he has like the weapon that can apparently destroy all arms, which is kind of dumb. So yeah, and yeah, and then I guess and they'll really instead of the king dying, he actually well he does since he's just a kid, so I don't really think a kid should die. No, like he didn't know, so he I guess it is taught it be a good king from the so but yeah.
Honestly, I have way too many choices. Like so many that I'm just like just like reset. No. What happened? I'm gonna stick with the most prominent series that I know, which is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay.
And for the sake of anime, I'm not gonna bring up the later parts because there's like part 6, part 7, because they're still in manga. So, specifically, I'm gonna talk about part 3, Stardust Crusaders, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So this is your spoiler warning, especially since it's now becoming.
Since it's current, it's being dubbed now.
Well, yeah, because I know JoJo's still becoming mainstream. This is also a spoiler warning for you guys, just in case you haven't watched it.
I've already been spoiled to it.
All right. Part 3. Near the end, Kakyoin bites the dust. Noriaki Kakyoin, he bites the dust, and I'm just like, really? Like, you really? This is how it's gonna go down. And I understand, like, I understand why they needed to give him the bullet, because they needed to show off Dio's powers. In case you don't know, it's temporal distortion.
Yes.
And so it makes sense that he'd have to bite the bullet, because his ability was kind of counteracted by Dio's ability, which was a perfect showcasing of what Dio's capable of. But I feel like the punch to how he died was he got punched through the stomach, and I'm just like, ooh, like, and it almost had the same effect if you just punched him across like the face, and then he gets sent flying back. And basically, how I envision it is like he gets maybe punched across the face, or he just gets punched in the stomach, but not like getting pierced, like his entire arm is through his chest, like more just less like a really hard punch, like one that would break your ribs, and then he'd survive. But that's just what I think, and it makes me sad thinking about it again.
Rest in peace, MILF Hunter.
Yep.
Also, I'm gonna ruin this for you. There's a meme out there of that scene happening from the manga, and it shows Simoen's face plastered across Dio, and it's like Dio's hand is like my drill, and then Kakyoin is called the heavens.
That's God. This
Okay.
is the drill that will.
It's real. I'm gonna put that on screen if anyone needs like a visual for it.
That's horrible.
I know it's horrible, but it's fucking hilarious.
Everyone take a cup and just pour it out.
I almost thought you were gonna say Jonathan, from part 1.
No. Jonathan's death. Oh boy, more spoilers. Bleep this out. Part 1. Jonathan, his death more or less fueled part 2. Because
That's true.
Watch the anime. That's all.
I have seen the original part 1 and part 2, and I've seen a little bit of part 3. But that leads into the next question we have. Actually, quite nice. Are any of you guys excited for JoJo Part 5, which is going to be released in anime form? I know one of my friends is excessively excited and won't shut the fuck up about it.
If I wasn't so tired, I'd probably be jumping. Like, when it got announced, I was like calm at first, and then like later on that night, I was like, oh wait, part 5 is getting an anime. Oh wait! Like, it just escalated from there. So yeah, my answer is yes. I'm extremely excited.
That is
well. Since I didn't see the anime. I'm not really all that excited for it since I would never it, so yeah.
I am interested in it because I've heard so many great things about the later parts, and one of the YouTubers I follow a lot, Mother's Basement, did like a video which I watched, which like
And the joke
sold
that
the
came
series.
from that, like,
Not to mention, I'm be interested in the new memes that will come out from it. Because let's be honest,
Oh,
JoJo's
no.
Bizarre Adventure is the
Oh.
it is the memeiest anime out there.
Unfortunately.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
I enjoyed what I've seen of JoJo, so if I get caught up with the series, I think I'll enjoy it. But I don't know, it's one of those really weird because I might do a full-on review of JoJo at some point because there's some things I'm a little about. Like anyone who hasn't seen the series, JoJo, and everyone knows the anime trope of someone explaining another person's attack while they're doing it.
Yes.
JoJo does that a lot.
Yeah, but they do it not in like.
I know. It's funny.
In such a fabulous way.
I know, but to be fair, it is also the most fabulous anime out there, with the sparkles and the,
Yeah,
beautiful.
There's a reason why it's my favorite anime.
I mean, I enjoyed it, so I'll probably check out part 5 at some point.
I feel like I'm gonna make arrows in this podcast and pretty much half the internet so angry. I'm not a fan of the JoJo series, so that's why I didn't mind spoilers for it. For me, it's just way too much. The art style is just too strange for me. I mean,
Yeah.
the first time I saw it, I saw one of my friend. He showed me a picture of one of the women. He was like, "This is the hottest woman I saw." And for me, I'm like, "That is a man."
Who?
Okay.
Let me guess. I'm just gonna pull up a picture real quick of what he was referring to.
Yeah.
There are some characters, there are some chicks in that show which are hot as fuck, and Lisa is hot as hell. And then there's
Hunter.
and then there's a tan chick who appears in Stardust Crusaders. Oh yeah, her.
That looks like a dude. How can that look like a woman?
That is a woman.
That's a girl. That is.
I think she's a lesbian too, isn't she?
That's a dude.
Because she's with Jolin in the next part, or she's like, yeah,
it's implied.
that she's a lesbian. Okay, because I know she's in jail with her, and she's like her jailmate.
They never outright say oh hey, they're gonna plow.
She likes tacos.
Anyway,
Actually, I think a lot of people wouldn't mind if these two plowed each other.
Hashtag gay pride.
I got it.
but yeah, for me, I'm not that big of a fan for JoJo. I respect it as an anime. I respect its fandom, like I respect any other fandom. But I may not be watching the series anytime soon.
Okay, that's fine.
It is a very, very over the top series, and you have to get into that kind of stuff in order to enjoy it.
Yeah, that character you shown. The only thing I know about that character is that she's having to be she's like Josuke's daughter or something for the future.
What? No.
No, that's Jolene. Isn't that Jolene who's?
No,
Jolene is Jotaro.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say watch the.
That's a dude.
Okay, fine.
How can that be a check?
See, that looks weird for me. I'm like, I thought it was a man when I first saw it.
I think I might have thought that too. To be fair, most of the other girls do look like girls. Unless it's one of those, I think there's multiple scenes of one of the guys dressing up as a woman.
Joseph.
Why?
Joseph, mostly. Okay.
Because Final
Joseph.
Fantasy VII did it. Why can't we do?
Okay, I'm. To be fair, it was played up for a great joke in that part, and Joseph in part two is like the best character.
That everyone says that.
That's true.
It's very true though.
That was like a girl.
And plus, I love his English voice too. I know, the JoJo dub is, in my opinion, like half good, half hilariously bad, but I think he's just legit good. Anyway, Nick,
you definitely need to watch JoJo as in its Japanese.
Oh, I've seen plenty of the Japanese stuff, so I know. Like
it makes it more memey.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, like that one.
Oh my god!
I've used that clip a bunch of times in my videos, so I have seen a whole bunch of the original subs.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the few subbed anime that I do think I do get into. I will say is if you do watch JoJo, watch the sub. I just watch the dub because I like dubs, but
Understanding what the fuck's going on.
yeah. But anyway,
JoJo.
JoJo, Dio, Nick, here go.
My answer is going to be similar to Nigel's. I just kind of leave it the anime as its fandom as its own thing. It's there, and I observe it from a relative distance.
You're across the street being like, hi, Disa.
You're just
I
like,
don't know. It's just
No, you're Tommy
There's
Wiseau
something
from the
about that
room. You're like,
animation
hi,
that-
Disa.
there's something about that animation that just rubs me the wrong way. It just
Hmm.
makes me uncomfortable.
The style is very thick-lined and muscular.
very cool.
To be fair, it's not nearly as bad as the video game for what was it? The Kenshiro. What was his fucking Fist of the North Star? You remember that
Fist
Fist
of
of?
the North Star.
Yeah, no. It was the CG and then like the neck muscles on some of the CG models are so ridiculous. With JoJo,
Fair.
I could take seriously to an extent, except for the fact that they said some of the characters are 17. Bitch, no, you're 30. I swear to God,
I know,
some of these guys are buffer than I will be in 10 lifetimes. I'm gonna have to flash.
Why?
I'm gonna flash a screenshot of that on the screen so everyone knows why the fuck we're laughing.
Why?
Okay.
That has
You
to
get,
be the funniest answer all day.
you get points. You get points for that shit. Oh my God, I'm almost crying.
I gotta step away. Hold up. Freaking dying.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
I didn't expect it to work so well.
Well timed.
Oh, my cheeks hurt right now. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Whew. All right. We're good. We're good.
We're good. Next question.
All right, we're good. Okay. Whew. All right. So, questions done. Whew, my eyes are red.
Oh my
Anyway,
Lord.
on to discussion. Okay. For anyone who is, we're gonna talk about My Hero Academia season 3. If anyone has not seen My Hero Academia at all, or is not caught up with season 3, you can go ahead and like mute your headphones or computer and such, and then we'll message you when we're done. Okay, so that's most everyone. Cool. So I guess it's just it's just you and me, Nick, talking about My Hero Academia season 3.
Wait, what? Okay. Well, this,
Can we talk about the All for One appearance? That first appearance
Oh,
post credits.
that was
That was so cool. Holy shit, that was terrifying.
that they really did not.
I
He
swear
really wasn't overhyped. He was.
he was
I'm trying to
hyped
think
just
what I
right.
wanna yeah, I'm trying to think what I want to say, but
We're just gonna talk about range
he,
shit.
he really delivered.
Oh yes. I also really like the kind of like duology between like surrogate fathers between them because he's kind of like a surrogate father
Right.
of Shigaraki, but he's so like he like helps him all the time and is like, no, I'll take care of it. It was interesting because you usually don't see like big villains being like helpful to their subordinates. Usually they'd be like, bitch, get out of my way. But I really like that
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of well, to be fair, he is kind of like that with the other guys because like what was it, the magnetic one? I can't remember his name. But he
yeah,
like
Magnetic.
tosses
I think it
them
was just-
into the portal.
Yeah, to be fair, he probably couldn't have dealt with All Might and the police and get them
Yeah,
all to safety.
yeah. But I mean, like he did also, you know, like try to get them to safety. So I guess that was really interesting. And plus that
Yeah.
fucking fight, that
Yes.
fucking fight. Oh my god. I think
You know,
I've
just yeah.
I think I've seen United States of Smash like at least 20 times.
Oh, okay.
And it's still just as cool.
Yeah. Speaking of the subordinates, I really, really love the Vanguard Action Squad.
Oh yeah. That's one of the things season 3 does great because like up until season 2 really upped the ante for My Hero. It did like improved like a lot of
Yeah.
things, but the villains were still lacking. Except for Stain, it wasn't really
Yes.
too much of a mark on them. Like Stain was really cool, but he only appeared for like 5-6 episodes. So it
There
wasn't,
wasn't really anything noticeable. It was just like a group of nameless villains or
Yeah.
the Nomu.
especially in season 1.
Shiroke was very whiny, and
Yeah.
I forgot the teleportation guy.
I can't remember his
But
name.
basically, he's played up as such a servant though. So
Yeah.
like you said, except for Sting, there wasn't anything villain wise. And then you get this Vanguard Action Squad where there's just so many characters, personalities, quirks, just all this stuff. It's just so
It was really great, and I love like them fighting with the heroes and everything, and like
Yeah.
and like them heroes like you know fighting with villains who are competent and really trying to kill them, unlike the other ones, which is like these stupid nameless grunts someone gives a shit about in season 1.
yeah.
And finally Deku beats a villain on his own.
Yeah. Although the thing about that I find it's gonna be a slight nitpick is why didn't his body just explode when he used 1,000,000%? I mean, if his limbs were meant to fly off at like 100%, I was 1,000,000%. Okay.
I feel like there was personally my opinion of it is he was still only using just 100%, but like his body was so weak it kind of felt like 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
So
I
like
don't know, it's like a minor nitpick that I just kind of like,
actually it might not even
doesn't
been
take away from
100%.
anything.
I don't know, but like it might have been a little more than 100%.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I get that. I've seen a lot of people complain about that and like, oh, like it's not too consistent. But I don't think
I
Midori
just find it a dumb nitpick.
Midori doesn't really have a full
anything.
grasp on his power anyway, so I can forgive it.
Yeah.
Because like you could say like he doesn't know exactly how much he's using, except if it's 5% or 100%. So, and one thing I was a little bummed out about is the fact that like I know it's Midori is the main character, but there's a lot of other characters I was hoping to get a bit more focus in some of the arcs. Like I was hoping Momo would get a bit more focus. I was hoping Kirishima would get a bit more focus, but they kind of didn't, which is a little upsetting. I mean, Kirishima apparently is going to get a lot more focus in the arc coming up, but I was hoping Momo would.
I like a lot of the class beastings got some time during the during the fight.
Oh yeah, I like that. Like I can't remember her name, the girl with the big hands, and then Tetsu. It was the easiest name to remember.
It's so dumb, but I love it.
I know, I love it too. I also love he is the exact same voice actor as Gagio, another character who turns his body to steel.
And I forgot his name, but the guy who welds things, that was also like, it was just like, to be honest, how that's going to help in any like fighting villain thing is not going to help. But they've done him in such a way where it's just like, I know more about him. He seems interesting.
Yeah, I like that because I like about My Hero, like that even the character you don't see much, like that character seems interesting. I want to see more of them, and I like that, like.
Yeah.
Because a lot of anime like this, like they'll have characters they focus on, and they're like, I want to know more about that character, and then we never do, but there's only like a handful of them. But here there's like a whole bunch that I want to know more about.
We should have done.
Yeah.
But
you go.
And another thing that I really enjoyed was that almost kind of like mini arc with where you discover like the friendship between
Kirishima and Bakugo.
That too, but there was another one I'm thinking of. I always forget names. It's like Shoto and I'll just say by their hero names: Dupla Arms and Tsukuyomi.
Oh right. Oh yeah. That was cool too. I like that.
Yeah.
I was hoping like that part was really cool because I like the idea of like a quirk being strong, but like if it goes out of control, it's like a detriment.
Yeah. Also, in the way they just bitch slapped
the
Moonfish.
Oh, that was so cool. It's like this guy's like he's on death row. He's terrifying. Oh, I wonder what they'll do. Bitch, get out of here. There's more interesting stuff we gotta see.
He just like whacks him, and then the villain just gets so annoyed and tries to get everything out of him. He's just like, "Get out!" I was like, "Seriously, you're annoying me."
Be gone, thought.
Exactly. Just breaks all of his teeth and just whacks him away. Just whacks into a tree, unconscious. Yeah.
Because like I know like one thing I was a little upset about is the fact like the dub stopped. Well now it's back up. But like one thing that I wasn't like, and I heard a lot of people were like saying like, oh my god, the dub, come on, keep going. But I was like, bitch, we just got like 10 amazing episodes of nonstop awesomeness. I think I can wait 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I say 10 because episode 1, let's be honest, sucked. Now, to be fair, there hasn't been a good first episode of My Hero since season 1. Season 2, first episode, mostly recap. I can forgive it. I can forgive these first episodes because everything else after that was nuts. And then,
well, you kind of need to, when you're gonna have a big gap between seasons, you're gonna need a recap for those who are just getting in, and for those who need refresher.
And I'm curious to see what happens in the future with All Might having lost his quirk. Because like, you know, like he was a symbol of peace, he was a deterrent for crime, but now that that's gone, they've even hinted that it's like we relied on him so much, and what are we gonna do now? It's like a kind of thing. And
what I want to see is with sort of the Vanguard Action Squad, but mainly more towards. God, I just forgot his name. We were talking about him a few minutes ago.
Shigaraki?
Yeah, Shigaraki. I want to see the more like minute crime syndicates. Like, what if like later on, like All Might's gone, and now those nameless grunts that he somehow has in the first season, he creates like an underground empire.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
And like maybe runs like and maybe it doesn't have to be just like quirk villains. Maybe like quirkless ones doing like petty crime to build like an underground crime syndicate. Because it was somewhat hinted at with like their hideouts and how like they worked with Stain, quote unquote. So all these villains wanted to work for them. I want to see that expand upon.
Yeah, and I'm interested because like I've always liked the world of My Hero Academia. Like I love how I'm gonna do a video on this in the future, but they've established this world of like you know, like dog eat dog, and it's really competitive, but they've always had it like in a negative way. They've been like oh no, if we break the rules, we can do good things and such. Like the essence of being a hero is being where you don't always belong, and like helping people and shit. And I want to see like how that mentality will like continue forth, or how like the world will evolve with All Might like kind of out of the picture as a hero and more as like a mentor. And I'm really interested. I'm also really interested to see how Bakugo changes, because if in the most recent dubbed episode, when the time this comes up, the episode 12, I think, no, episode 13, I think will have been dubbed. But the one where they go to try and get the kids into the dorms, I like that like Bakugo seems like so much more somber, and I like seeing that.
Exactly. See, what he's gone through in season 3 is really good, because then he's less of a he's less kind of bratty and aggressive towards people, and he's kind of like there's a like whenever that happens, it more has a decent reason, like to the villains.
Yeah.
Like everything kind of makes sense. Because the thing that kind of bugged me was they tried to shoehorn his favoritism towards All Might, which I kind of didn't understand, because in season 1, All Might's literally comforting him, saying like he doesn't have to leave school, and Bakugo's like, I'm gonna fight you and beat you, kind of thing. It's like, how do you go from that to now he's your idol?
I think some of that was from like him fighting All Might in season 2.
Yeah.
Because like
I
the
love
one line
that.
I always remember is like he isn't just powerful, he is power. And Bakugo is impressed by that. And one thing that I saw
Yeah.
in the recent episode was like one thing that was brought up by Anime FMK is he might have like daddy issues, but in a different way. Like he goes home every day and sees there's a clear like his mom is like definitely as a joke the top.
Yeah.
His dad's the bottom bitch, and like he doesn't want to be his dad. He wants to
Uh,
be on top, and I kind of see where that like this kind of family dynamic turned him into what he is. With
I
also with
really
the
like the
constant
family
critics.
dynamic. It's very entertaining.
It was, especially with the. I will say this though, as much as I do kind of like the character of as I affectionately call her Baku Mom, um, she is kind of abusing him. With the slap over the head and like being like a kind of a bitch, but I don't know.
She's very naggy. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
And I also thought the scene with Deku's mom saying no was pretty strong. So some of it could have been done a little better, but I thought like it was pretty strong and had me crying. I was like, oh
Yeah,
fuck.
but that
I
was
mean,
a very
to be
touching
fair,
moment.
I don't think any of us ever thought, shit, is Midoriya gonna go back? But it wasn't about that. It was about like showing how much she's been hurt by being on the sidelines and watching her kid get hurt over and over again,
Yeah.
and she can't do anything about it. It's just little touches like this that make My Hero Academia special.
Yeah. And actually, there's a thing you brought up about. There's a thing you brought up. I think it was about like the dog world and negative light. Now, I was thinking, what happens if they add in like the anti-hero aspect, where it's just like you
Oh,
got
like the spin-off
you got the
manga?
one side for heroes, you got the one side for villains, and then you have this gray area.
Ooh, because there is
And I
the
feel like,
vigilante manga, but it's non-canon.
yeah. But I
That'd be
feel like
interesting.
if they incorporated that can add a new twist on the dynamic. Like maybe, because I want to say Eraserhead, but like season 3, he's kind of had to go more public. But like, what if he recruited like a special, like select few students in the school, and it is more vigilante-esque.
That'd be interesting to see.
Since because they're students, they can't really use their quirk against villains.
That's what the
That
next
was
arc
a-
is about. The provisional license arc is what I know, and that they pass and they can use their quirks outside of the school legally. Which, considering what's happened, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I know. I feel like I think like a vigilante aspect would definitely could be put in well into that whole dynamic.
Yeah. Overall, season 3, fucking fantastic. I love it. I'm loving it so far, and I can't wait to see what else. But we should probably bunk back everyone in because they've been out for about a good 15, 20 minutes.
All right.
All right.
Hey, don't call me a slut.
I am back from the underworld.
Oh, he's
I
back from a different
got
spot this time.
corpses for everyone. Who want a corpse?
I don't want to. No! I've already eaten, okay?
I've got plenty in my basement.
Well,
I just came back from the ground.
Anyway, we just spent a good amount of time talking about My Hero Academia, and it was awesome.
did.
Anyway, now with all this stuff out of the way, let's get to the meat. The anime battle.
The meme. I said the meme for a second. I'm like, okay.
The
what's the meme?
memes! All the memes!
I wish.
Anyway, it is Toyahisa from Drifters versus Saber from the Fate franchise. And I don't know who should go first.
I go first and always want
Okay.
to.
I'll go last.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Where should I start off with this little thing? Because I have
This
like this
that paragraph of research you have.
Yes. Well, considering Drifters is now an anime on my list to watch before the year is out. I mean, all of there's like 16. No, not 16. There's like 36 animes on that list.
Oof.
Put it
Anyway,
up at the top.
yeah, not put it on top. I'm sad to say that Toyahisa, I don't know much about him except for the research I did. This guy, he's a bit of a badass from his own history. But I still had to side with Saber for this due to her powers and abilities. Now, if we were going to go all death battle technique on this, her skill set outweighs all that Toyahisa can ever do. No, and we all forgot the one thing that Saber has that not many people have. She got Excalibur on her side, so that's where pretty much cover anything.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna pick a person yet, but I'm gonna defend both sides here. Toyahisa is like he's much stronger than a regular guy because he cuts heads off in the anime constantly. And I don't know if you know how hard it is to cut a head off in one slice, but it is very fucking difficult.
Actually, I've got a bit of history for you. This is what most historians believe. I don't think it's what most historians believe to be the way how Mary Queen of Scots died, but basically the executioner that was going to cut her head off, guys who got like massive axes, he messed up and he had to whack at the thing 3 times.
Oh god.
Oh.
Not only that, he messed up on the first chop so bad she survived after the first hit.
Oh.
Dude, there's a lot of stories of people like, getting their heads cut off and it's like half off. Because it's really difficult to cut a head off in one slice. Okay, this is very disgusting. This is very disgusting.
Actually, no, there's also
but it's a valid research point.
Done that took how long a person lives with their head removed, like how long the head lives. Okay. We won't talk about that. But he can cut someone's head off in a clean slice, which is very difficult to do. I think he's even cut through metal armor, hasn't he? It's not just that. I think there's also like the torsos. But if you're going off like the beginning, samurai armor doesn't usually have a lot of metal in it. It's usually bits, if any.
But like
he's going through like torsos and limbs like within a couple slices. So it's.
But like he's very physically powerful, and he's like I feel like how the fight would go is he would like it basically be him attacking and Saber would be on the defensive. And Saber's really good at being defensive. Like she has fought against like very powerful fighters like Berserker and such who are comparable in strength to Toyahisa. And one thing that would cripple her is she always hides Excalibur with magic, and that drains her. If she realizes that she needs to not do that, and she realizes, oh shit, this person probably doesn't know what Excalibur is, then she might be able to go up. And and Toyahisa is very like attack mode. He's not much of a thinker per se. That's usually Nobunaga's job in the anime.
I do refer to him as if Eren Yeager and Guts did a fusion dance.
That's fair. But Saber is actually really smart. Like she's fought opponent like when she was fighting Assassin in Unlimited Blade Works, like she pictured like he was using a strike that could kill her in 3 different ways, and she found a way to get through it in like a split second. So she has very fast reflexes and is really smart. She's probably not as strong as Toyahisa, so it's mostly a brains versus bronze fight. So I don't know who I'm gonna pick yet, but I'll pick someone in a bit.
I'll pick someone eventually.
well, I think maybe after my answer, so you might decide who. But
I know who you're picking, Nick. I know who you're picking.
You don't actually.
Wait, shit.
Yes. Okay, so I haven't done a lot of research on Saber just yet, but I feel like she would win the fight. With just the fact that Excalibur's magical prowess plus her own magic is something by himself he couldn't get over. Because yes, he's very much attack oriented, but he actually is a thinker in the fact that he's trying to intimidate and scare his opponents, which he does very well. I mean, if it was like him and Olminu, I would have maybe said, okay, they do have a chance, since the fact that he uses her the magical ability she's shown in the one season of her making stone walls, and somehow use it an incredible offensive capabilities.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And it's just that getting inside the head is also half the battle. I mean, that's why the Gauls ran into battle naked. Yes, that is an actual thing.
What? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did they actually do that?
No, it's
just
a
like-
history thing. It's not in the anime. It's a
It's
history.
not in the anime, but in history, Gauls ran into battle naked. It's
Oh,
to
yeah, I
get
remember
inside
seeing
your opponent's
that in
head.
class.
Because what's more scary, a guy in full armor running at you, or a guy completely naked running after you?
You never,
Yeah.
you never fight a guy with his dick out.
He's got 2 swords, not 1.
Okay.
And you got guys at the hundreds coming after you.
Oh,
Especially if you think, shit, what are they going to do to me when I'm dead?
Oh wait, can I say this?
Sure, go ahead.
You're now thinking about what he did to you as you was sleeping.
Team 4-star references.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I said it right, but
As I reached deep inside you and grabbed hold of your essence.
I need an adult. I am an adult.
Okay.
No,
Y'all
but
relax.
yeah, no, I just feel like her magical prowess would be the her advantage in winning the fight.
Hmm.
If the magic wasn't in there, I would probably say Toyahisa without a doubt.
Yeah, you guys pretty much covered the good basic chunk of it. I was just gonna say straight up Saber simply because she definitely has just way more power than Shimazu can definitely comprehend.
And we're also forgetting one thing. She has more experience in fighting than him.
Also, she has Dark Saber. Don't
Oh
forget
yeah.
that.
Well, no, we're not counting
Yeah.
Darksaber. It's
Oh, we're
just
not
Saber
counting-
herself.
Well, even then, if she's like the reincarnation of King Arthur, then he definitely, what Nigel said, he has more combat experience. Simply because if you know King Arthur, you know that his life was pretty much war every 5 seconds.
Yep.
Well, the thing about that is you got to also take into effect the time periods. Now, King Arthur was more Middle Age, whereas Toyahisa was more Renaissance, late Renaissance, where they had guns. It even showed that they had firearms, and that's something. And
Didn't Toyahisa like dodge guns, like dodge bullets too? I swear he did.
He had a rifle with him.
Okay, so he does have that.
He's or like a really long pistol, kind of.
It's called
But he's got-
matchlock.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a matchlock. It's not necessarily a flintlock, but so I feel like if we're going to take into the combat experience, not only that, but they're normally the drifters are normally taken in at their supposed time of death. So he's got all those other previous combat experience.
Yep.
with just bows, swords, polemen, not spears, pikes, firearms.
Well, in that case, I'd say that their common experience is tied, but not. It's like a 51-49 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Over the other.
Wait, what about Matt? Is he supposed to say anything?
I might as well say
Well,
my answer first.
well,
Or
yeah.
you can go.
well, actually, I did do some research on this, and from hearing of what you guys said, I think I'm going to, I guess go with kind of a tough one where he said, and that the other guy has is and guns and swords and apparently I'm talking about head where Saber has great magic and so and I don't know, it'll be like a close fight, but I think I don't know for this one.
You're going to say a tie?
Nah.
I mean, I said a tie last time.
Yeah, no, but if Shimazu was to, if his main combat strategy, I know it's not his main, he's not always gonna kill that way, but if his main combat strategy is trying to cut people's heads off, I think Saber would adapt to that.
Yeah. But you forgetting one thing. we have a king versus a samurai.
Oh yeah.
Alright, and
Oh yeah.
King
Samurai is-
definitely know how to fight. She if I
Actually,
was,
I don't think he's just a samurai. I think he's a like. I don't know what his rank was because I know it's something different. It relates, and it also ties into some religious aspects as well for Eastern. But I think he's somewhere along the lines of a general, maybe higher.
If I recall, he was like a minister.
oh
Yeah.
well, the reason I bring that up was because I was reading I did some research as well on Saber because I really don't know that much about the Face series. I know more about Face series than I do Drifters. I never heard references yesterday. But anyway, I remember reading in Saber's history that she would go front line fight in her armies front line almost every time they had a fight. Front line
Okay.
fight.
If we're gonna pull that, then I'm just gonna say first episode he jumps into Shiltrin, which is basically a bunch of guys holding pikes, which is like people holding spears that are 10 plus feet long. Jumps, gets impaled through multiple of them, takes out the gun and shoots and tries to shoot the general.
But yeah, in terms of tenacity, Toyahisa, if you stab him multiple times, he'll be like, "Bitch, I'm still fighting. Fuck you."
Yeah, so I really do see where the guts thing comes from. It's like he will jump into he will and has jumped into a group of spikes to kill someone.
Basically,
He
he did die from that though.
Well, yeah, he will. Suppose that's what
I
people
mean,
in
like
his
die
top
in
80
quotation marks.
died. Yeah, it's supposed to be when he died.
Yeah,
Let's just put it that.
yeah.
Like unless you've seen this, unless you like watch the series, they kind of explain when and where and how they take him.
But he's like back from the dead, so is he like immortal?
No,
Well,
like
basically what happens is by the time of their death, like the time they're supposed to die, they're then taken to this hallway with all these doors, and who assigns him to a doorway to go through, and then he's transported to another world. So
his
if we're
death is
gonna-
basically prevented.
So basically, where he was in time is when he was meant to die, but then he was taken out of that and transported somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
And it makes more sense when like Joan of Arc shit comes up, because then
yeah. Cause that means she has like a fire magic, doesn't she?
well yeah that's
'Cause
due
she
to, like
was burned to death.
she was working with the antagonist, but basically this similar thing happens to her. She's burning alive at the stake, and like the doorway opens up and someone kind of like takes her hand and is like, and so in like the timeline she's dead, she's going to be burnt at the stake, but in the thing it's someone took her from that.
It's like kind of like your fate's been predetermined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you died here, but we're gonna take you over, and you're gonna be our warrior and fighting forever and shit.
Basically, I'm pretty sure if I recall, Drifters. The whole point of Drifters is like warriors from history, like
Yes.
together to fight each other.
Yeah, that's why I
Like,
chose these two, because
I have a field day with that.
they're both series about warriors from the past fighting.
Coming to the present.
Yeah, like from all different time periods and shit.
Yeah, I mean, you got people from the Wild West. There's even like a World War II kamikaze pilot that comes in.
Oh, he's hilarious.
I know, especially with the with that Greek guy, and he mistakes him for Italian, and then starts beating on him. Oh, I love that scene.
Well, that's just
okay. I gotta watch that.
And then when he's a dragon, what the fuck? There's a fucking dragon now.
Oh yeah, because the antagonist is fighting for all like the other mythical creatures, like the orcs, and he has like dragons, and he's insanely powerful. It's there's all these people who come from timelines with bows and swords. Like, what the fuck is a dragon doing here?
It was great.
Wait,
That scene was great.
They're just like, wait, that's a dragon. Like remembers all the mythological stories he read. It's like, wait, that shit's real.
Do you know what? It's even funnier because like there's this part where like Omega gives him an orb, and it's basically like a cell phone. We're just making calls, and Nobunaga is just tripping out. He's just like, my God, the power I have with this orb, and all it does is makes calls. It's literally like an old cell phone.
He's
All the
freaking
battle strategies I can do with this. All the notes I can send to generals instantaneously. And when you're watching it, thinking, yeah, and you're just thinking, it's like an old phone.
It's just a, it's bro. It's just a, it's just a Motorola, like, bro.
Yeah. It's a Nokia brick phone.
Unbreakable Nokia.
Case. He said, then I guess I'm going to change my answer then, since apparently, like, I'm hearing all that. I'm gonna say the guy from Justice might win this since it looks like his experience is like far more.
I'm gonna.
Like
Okay.
like more experienced or something in guns and stuff, and generally guns do.
Don't
That
bring a sword to a
revolutionized warfare.
gunfight.
They did revolutionize.
It's all about guns. Yeah,
For
but I don't know.
me, this is
I don't
really
know, I feel like he
interesting.
could win in
Okay,
a slim
tell me.
chance if you just cheese it, and she's kind of giving a speech holding an Excalibur, like, prepare to fight, and he just takes out a gun and shoots her, because no one knows that
Wait. If I recall, Excalibur can like shoot off an energy beam that can like.
Yeah, but like, if she, yeah, I still think she'd win, but like, if she didn't do that, and you just wanted to have a complete cheese fight, he just takes out the gun and shoots her in the face.
It's just, okay. Here's where the fight starts. It's like someone says like fight, just like it's like the
She
Indiana
actually
Jones.
takes
Oh
takes out
yeah,
Excalibur,
the Indiana
like,
Jones
has that big
fight, and just
it does a
boom.
big speech. It's just like, this is Excalibur, like, and all this magic, and she's posting Excalibur, and he just takes out the gun and shoots. Just
It's the Indiana Jones scene where he's just like, nah, I can't
Yeah.
put up with this. Pulls out a gun, bam. Okay,
Bitch.
okay, moving on.
Ain't nobody got time
I haven't
for that.
answered yet, motherfuckers. For me, this one is interesting. Originally I was gonna say Toyahisa because I felt like he was much stronger. He could like keep her on the defensive to wear her down. But the more I think about it, the more I remember. If you don't know anything about the Fate series, it's that these characters are brought in over and over and over and over again for many different fights for the Holy Grail.
Edge of Tomorrow,
Yeah.
or like Doomsday from DC.
So basically, Saber has seen like multiple versions of different kinds of warrior classes.
Fighters.
Multiple versions of herself too, technically.
Yes, and I don't think like her magic is a good thing, but like Toyahisa has dealt with characters who have those kind of powers and such, so I feel like he could work around that. But with her experience, and I think she has fought characters who do use a gun, because I swear there's at least one in the Fate series who does use a firearm. If not, then she's fought with characters who have very fast,
Character.
powerful ranged weapons. So I feel like I feel like this would be very close, but like at the end, I feel like she would gain the upper hand.
I just feel like the magic, would definitely tip the scales in her favor.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a
Magic
close
and
fight.
boom.
It's a close fight, but like
Especially Excalibur's ability to cut through pretty much anything.
yeah, I feel like there would be points where like one was winning and the other was winning, and then I feel like Saber would just have one final strike, and then it would end. So I'm gonna go with Saber.
Woohoo!
I'm siding with Saber.
Celebration time,
Well,
come on!
it's the versus debater in me. It's just like, well,
Hey,
I know how overpowered
the
he
next
is.
the next one's also gonna be interesting. I promise.
Ooh.
DM if you want.
I mean,
It
I
doesn't reveal until Sunday.
yeah, I usually like keep it a secret until a little bit,
Alright.
so you guys can be like, what the fuck's it gonna be?
Yeah.
So I guess in a way I'm kind of like Chad and Boomstick from Death Battle, like we're not gonna reveal it yet, but soon you'll
It's an
know.
alien, so
Actually, they do reveal it at the end.
Yeah, I know, but like,
the early seasons,
fuck
they
you,
reveal
I don't want to
it
reveal it
later.
yet.
I
The
reveal
early
one
seasons,
back.
and then they revealed one, and then they went back to revealing both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I only reveal one.
yeah. Anyway, this was fun. I'm gonna have to remember to screenshot that one part that you did, so I could put that in the podcast. But thank you to everyone who showed up. and Venom apparently is being called over or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Sorry about that.
yes. Anyway.
To the underworld for me.
Yes, and he goes back to being dead once again. Again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to all my guests. Thank you to you guys. And if you guys have any anime battle suggestions or comment or question suggestions or anime discussion suggestions, please tell me in the comments below. I'll make sure to credit you if I like them. Well, okay, no, if I use them, I'll credit you. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I didn't like it, but I'm using it anyway.
This is my idea now. No credit goes to you.
But I would love to hear any suggestions any of you guys have. The floor is completely open, and invitations are also open. It's not like a set thing where these are the only people who can appear. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, and so long.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.